All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the last video. This video is going to focus on how to do our word problems when we have to multiply or divide. Okay? So we're going to break the word problem down just like we always do. Y'all remember, y'all know how important it is to do this. And you know how I get if you do not take the steps you're supposed to take so that you can come to the correct solution. Okay? Okay, pumpkin? Please do these steps. It will help you, I promise. I promise. It may seem like you're doing a lot, but you're not. So let's look at this. Let's look at what we have. We have one January day, the low temperature in Fargo, North Dakota, was a -8 degrees. Over a period of 6 months, the temperature rose 4 degrees per hour. After 6 hours, what was the temperature? Okay, so what is it asking us to do? What is the information that we need to use? Uh-oh, sorry, I think I just hit the thing. Hopefully I didn't get out of frame once my leg hit it. So let's take a look. The first thing we're going to do is circle my numbers. I'm going to underline my question. And I'm going to look for any operation words that tell me what to do. You see any yet? Okay, you ready? All right, here we go. We have per. I hope you saw that one. This is was. We're going to figure out what that is. A period of 6 hours. The temperature rose. It went up 4 degrees per hour. After 6 hours, what was the temperature? So first, what we know is that in Fargo, North Dakota, it was -8 degrees. It rose 4 degrees per hour for 6 hours. What was the temperature 6 hours later? Okay, so what do we have to do? I'm going to look at what my equation needs to be. I know that there's a -8. Oops. I also know it says -8, 6 hours, the temperature rose. If I'm saying the temperature went up, am I going to subtract or am I going to add? Hopefully, my friend, you said add, because I know that when something rises, it is getting bigger, which means I need to add. Sorry if my hand's like huge. I didn't realize that. I wasn't even thinking. So it rose 4 degrees for how many hours? Per. If you remember, what operation is per? Hopefully you said, Miss T, I remember operation means to multiply. So what I can do here is I can say this was subtraction, this was addition, this was multiplication. Okay, so I literally have 3 things going on here. And then I need to find out whatever my variable is going to be. What is my answer? So now I have my plan. It started at -8 degrees. We started here, then it rose 4 degrees every hour for 6 hours. 4 degrees for 4 degrees per hour. And we want to know how many it is in 6 hours. Okay? So we have -8 plus, what is 4 times 6? 4 times 6 is 24. Equals whatever our solution is. Then I have a -8 plus a 24. I need to remember when I have different signs and I'm adding or subtracting, remember, it's a different rule. Am I going to add these two numbers or am I going to take them apart? When you're adding and subtracting, what is the rule for your negative numbers? If it's a different sign, subtract. Same sign, add. Different sign, subtract. We have different sign, which is to subtract. So if I take 8 off of 24, I'm going to get 16. Do not confuse this with the multiplication rule, because multiplication rule would make me think this number should be a negative, but it's not. When you're doing the adding and subtracting, because this is an addition sign, you take the sign of the greater magnitude or the absolute value of the bigger number. What is the absolute value of the bigger number? Absolute value of a -8 is an 8, and the absolute value of 24 is just 24. So the 24 is bigger than the 8, which means that the sign that is with the 24, which is just a positive, means the answer is positive. So my solution is that the temperature after 6 hours was 16 degrees Fahrenheit. That is what you need to do when you are trying to solve a real world problem, also known as, AKA, a word problem. Now, I know y'all did not like these. I get it. I understand. However, this is the best way to attack a word problem, because you're going to see them until you graduate. So you might as well learn how to do them now. Just get it over with like a Band-Aid. Just rip it right off, okay? Make sure you've watched this video prior to attempting the word problem portion, because I don't want you to come back and say, well, forget it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to guess. Don't do that, honey. Please. It is only to your benefit to walk through the steps that I've given you. Write down, make your own little box. Write down an I know box. Do an I know. Do I need to know? Do a plan. Do a solution. A couple of, I don't know if it was the first week or last week, I uploaded another graphic organizer that had this on here. It was similar. It was a little bit different, but it was kind of similar in that it also broke it down for you in these little sections too. So copy that down on a piece of paper and work them out. If you have questions, like I've said in the other videos, please make sure you ask them, and please continue to try until you can get a 70. And I'll see you guys next week.